Our planet is out of balance. Ecosystems are getting destroyed, species are getting extinct, the air is polluted at unprecedented levels. Freshwater aquifers are being poisoned, and it is us humans who are causing this by extracting more and more resources under unacceptable conditions. Burning fossil fuels and burying our waste in landfills. The damage is not only to us, but to many generations to come. But some people among us seem to be waking up.
My interest in environmental topics is based on my love for Mother Nature. I enjoy looking over mountaintops. I love the feeling of cold water on my skin. I like the feeling of standing in the sand, and I cannot imagine that a life without this is a life worth living.
When I was 18, I had the opportunity to experience pure wilderness in the Arctic with icebergs, with polar bears, and it really impressed me, and I'm afraid that we will lose this nature for future generations.
I guess it is because of my childhood. My parents lived right next to a forest, so me and my siblings were outdoors all the time and we loved it. So I want to protect that so my kids can have the same experience.
Innovative concepts emerge on how to tackle these environmental problems. And one of them is to move from a linear towards a fact-based circular economy. We at the ARA Innovation Space, a group of young people with diverse backgrounds, have recognized that in order to advance this concept, we need to create an interdisciplinary space where people can connect and exchange ideas on central circular economy issues. Over the past year, we chose 4 main topics around which we organized a series of events.
The consumption of resources has increased tremendously during the last decades. For instance, metal consumption is doubling every 20 years, and that this cannot go on forever is very obvious. So we need a change in our economy. We need to try to keep our resources as long as possible in our economy, and the circular economy strategy from the European Union is a very good step forward in this direction. I mentioned already metals, because metals are quite easy to be recycled, but there are also some challenges regarding metal recycling, which are not obvious at the first glance. For instance, the content of alloying elements, which might limit the utilization of metals. Therefore, I guess we need better technologies in future to also separate metal scrap according to the alloying contents of elements. This is an important issue in order to increase recycling rates and keep resources also within the European Union. And another important material are plastics. Plastics probably even showed a higher increase in consumption rates during the last decades than metals. They are very diverse in their application. They have a lot of benefits. But the recycling rates are comparatively low compared to other commodities, and here new technologies are needed for recycling, but also new technologies or new concepts are required regarding the design of products made out of plastics in order to design it in a way that it could be recycled easily. Also, we need a market for these secondary raw materials, so it's not only the issue of recycling. We need applications for those recycling materials, and there also innovation is required in order to keep those materials after we recycle it into high-quality products.
So, how can we actually close the material loop? A very innovative concept which is trying to solve this problem, is circular design.
And circular design is an exercise in anticipation, because prior to production, prior to producing a product or a service, you have to anticipate what are the consequences along the life cycle. What are the resource needs in production? What is the resource need in the use of the product? And is there a life thereafter? And so we have to anticipate the whole life cycle and try to create a loop, try to create resources in use as long as possible. That's the objective, that's the aim of circular design. But I think what we really need is a change of paradigm. And I would call it comply or explain. What do I mean? Use recyclates, use secondary raw materials, or explain why you don't use them, not the other way around. Today, companies have to explain or excuse why they use recyclates. There are concerns that the qualities are not sufficient. That's the wrong approach. Use secondary materials, keep materials in the loop, and explain for good reason, technical reasons, safety reasons, for example, hygiene. When you say, no, for this certain purpose, I need primary raw materials. That's fine, but not the other way around. So circular design has these two targets. One is reduce resource consumption in production and maximize the uptake of recyclates in production to keep materials in the loop.
Keeping materials in the loop is an even bigger challenge with durable goods such as buildings. We have met with Brigitte Kranner, who has been working with the concept of urban mining, the idea of looking at the city as a giant mine full of precious resources.
Urban mining in two short sentences. It is the systematic management of secondary resources stocked in buildings, vehicles, and equipment. This systematic approach includes, among others, smart design, innovative urban prospection, as well as innovative or new recycling technologies, and also raw material cadastre. Urban mining is not merely a technological or economical approach to secure resource supply. It is also a state of mind of conscious resource consumption. Construction companies, as far as I can tell, have a very pragmatic approach to urban mining. They don't care whether the raw materials origin from primary or secondary production. The questions to be asked by them are, is it available? Is it cheaper? And do we act within legal boundaries? On our blog, we present a lot of very successful urban mining projects. Some of them originate from top-down research questions. Others are startups in the field of repair or upcycling or reuse. Unfortunately, we are still on an experimental level, on a level of projects. But these many little steps towards resource awareness and towards circular economy indicate a change in the right direction.
To advance change in the right direction, we also need to rethink the way we do business. Our current economy is based on a linear model, which may gradually get eroded by a new concept: circular business models.
So circular business models are any activity, really any strategy that is profitable and either using goods in a loop or using materials in a loop. The advantage of the circular business models of the performance economy is that you can exploit, or companies can exploit, not only efficiency but also sufficiency solutions and system solutions. So they can make profit without consuming resources.
These 4 topics represent the central issues that we have been dealing with at the ARA Innovation Space. Over the past year, we organized more than 20 events with over 1,000 guests. We inspired and connected people across disciplines. And we are seeing that a young and vibrant circular economy community is starting to emerge. We believe that in order to be successful, we need to listen to each other and join forces across all layers of society. This means that we, the next generation, needs to actively work together with you, the politicians, the business leaders, the decision makers of Europe.
I would work together with the EU to change laws and policies regarding building constraints, where there's more freedom to build with recycled and existing materials.
I would shift the responsibility from the people themselves to the producer to make a sustainable lifestyle accessible for everyone.
I think the EU should support the circular economy in every possible manner. And one solution would be maybe to stop subsidizing emission-intensive industries and instead using this money in order to support the circular economy and sustainable and alternative solutions.
I would put money into the hands of the dreamers, the scientists and the innovators that are advancing the circular economy. And I would make sure that their dreams and inventions are made a reality.
Besides removing regulatory obstacles and harmonizing policies, I think the EU should initiate an awareness-raising campaign that shows the positive impact of implementing circular economy in the European Union.
The EU should be in constant dialogue with science, with civil society, with industry, and not shy away to put very ambitious targets and be the forerunner in reducing resource consumption around the world.
The thing we want to pass on to you is that we are ready to work with you.
We are ready to work with you.
We're ready to work with you.
We are ready to work with you.
We are ready to work with you.
We are ready to work with you. We are ready to work with you.
We are ready to work with you.